They were gonna read the other one, the other chapter. The fairies flew across the room. They tried to take a spoon while the goblins were scrambled, but the goblins were rolling around the floor too quickly. Then the smallest goblin clambered onto the just right chair, and the others let out shouts of flirty. The biggest goblin shoved him, and he fell onto the floor with a loud stomp. Food fight this is. You are so mean to tell me, he wailed. I am not playing with you anymore. He scrambled away and raced upstairs, closely followed by the other two goblins. Rachel, Christy, and Myrna looked at one another. That should we do now? Asked Myrna. There's no way that we can take a spoon back. They are moving too fast. We have to keep trying, said Christy in a timid voice. Come on. They zoomed upstairs and the bedroom, which there are 3 beds. I think it's 3. Don't know why. In the fluttering against the ceiling, they watched the goblins jump up and down on the biggest bed. Awful! Shouted the smallest goblin. This one got 2 bounce at all. It's much too soft. They all leaped onto the next bed, which was medium sized. As they jumped, the bed made a cracking sound. They are going to break it, Rachel explained. They don't care, said Rita. Whoosh! They zipped upward, but just at the moment, the smallest goblin jumped off the bed and spotted them. Fairies! He yelled. This place is infested with fairies! Run! All 3 goblins bounced off the bed and squirted downstairs. In the kitchen, Rachel, Christy, and Myrna followed them past the fireside chairs and toward the kitchen table. The porridge bowls were still there, and 2 of them had hardly been touched. The goblins stood under the table. I have an idea, said Christy with a gasp. Myrna, can you make us human size again? I think. I know a way to make him take the spoon out of his pocket. Myrna switched her hand through the air, and instantly Rachel and Christy were three goblins and 3 bears end up a picnic. We're in the next chapter. Let's read it. The girls peeked out from behind the chair. There was porridge all over the kitchen. The walls were dripping, and the counters and the floor were covered in swipey porridge puddles. Rachel took Christy's spoon, stood up, and launched a bowl of porridge at medium She backed away toward the stairs, followed by Christy. "Come back here," the goblin barked. He tried to run after them, but the slide of the porridge puddle and scattered across the floor with arms flapping. The magic spoon flew off his hand. "No!" shouted the other goblins. They dove toward the magic spoon, belly flopping onto the porridge, and went sliding across the floor on their tummies. The magic spoon landed on Christy's hand, and the goblins groaned as her finger closed around the flapping around. In the porridge, they watched as Christy held out the spoon to Myrna. The little fairy fluttered out hiding place and took the spoon. It immediately shrank to fairy size and glowed for a moment as if it were glad to be back in her hand. Myrna's eyes shone with happiness. "Hooray!" cried out Rachel, clapping her hands. "It's not fair," wailed the smartest goblin. I'm just going to show you this picture. This is a very bad picture. I meant, like, what are they doing? Oh, like that. See, that's your lesson. When they had finished eating, Myrna raised her wand. "It's time to go back to the human world," she said. "I'll never forget your bravery and kindness today." "Thank you," as Myrna's wand swished, and the girls waved the glance to someone through the kitchen window. It was Goldilocks and walking up the path toward the cottage. "Everything has turned out as it should," said Christy as the cottage melted away. Around them, suddenly, they were back on the story bridge, behind the Cirque Theater. Not a moment passed since they had not set off on a magical adventure. They went back to join the children. Anna Yarn clapped her hands together. "All right, everyone. This puppet show needs volunteers," she said. "Who would like to help me tell this story?" The other children hasted, but Rachel stepped forward. Anna smiled at her. "Thank you for being the first volunteer," she said. "I did like you." A copyright, the Goldilocks puppet, smiling from ear to ear. Rachel picked up her puppet and we're almost finished with this book. Yay! Now I need volunteers to work the puppets for 3. Rachel and Christy held their breath. "There's Christy!" Hand shot into the air. She was picked along with 2 other children. "You can be Baby Bear," Anna told Christy. "And now, everyone else, take your seats. The show is about to begin." The puppet show went perfectly at the end. When the three bears returned from their picnic to find Goldilocks in their cottage, Christy caught Rachel's eyes, and they exchanged a smile of relief. The story of Goldilocks and the three bears had been saved, and they couldn't wait to save the rest of the storybook fairies. Stories! Oh, just one more chapter. Intruder in the tower. Hurry up, Christy called Rachel. Walker slipped past the colorful boarding and the festival tents. I can't wait to get to the story bridge. Her best friend Christy Tate had passed to look at the tent that was decorated with the first signs of different children's books. She grinned at Rachel and ran to catch up with her. That tent is amazing,